Marco was a 24-year-old young man living in a small village surrounded by peaceful mountain ranges. Although the scenery around him was very quiet, inside he was the complete opposite. Marco's mind was constantly in turmoil, endlessly filled with one thought after another. Sad memories from the past frequently returned and tormented him, while the future always appeared with countless worries and anxieties. Those streams of thoughts were like a storm that never stopped inside Marco's head, leaving him exhausted both mentally and physically. He could hardly find inner peace, and even sleep was no longer restful. As each day passed, Marco felt himself growing heavier, as if carrying an invisible burden. He gradually forgot what joy felt like, even forgetting the smile that had once come so naturally to his face. Despite being very young, Marco already felt that life had become tiring and hopeless, yet he did not know how to escape from that endless whirlpool of thoughts. One day, while his mind was still tangled with worries, Marco happened to hear a story about a distant village located on high hills. People spoke of an old man living there who was said to be extremely wise. In the past, he had been a renowned psychologist in a big city, helping many people regain balance and inner peace. When he grew old, he left the noisy, bustling urban life to live close to nature, enjoying silence and simplicity. From time to time, he welcomed those who came seeking advice, and always helped them with his calm demeanor and profound wisdom. That story lit a small spark of hope in Marco. He told himself that perhaps this was his chance to find answers to the anxieties weighing heavily on his heart. With fragile yet strong faith, Marco decided to set out for the hill village to meet the wise old man. The journey was far from easy. He had to walk long, exhausting roads, enduring both physical and mental fatigue. However, every step carried the hope that ahead of him lay the peace he had long desired. After many days of wandering, Marco finally reached the village. The place was strangely quiet, completely different from the noise that had filled his mind for so long. It was there that Marco's journey toward inner peace truly began. As he stepped into the village nestled among the hills, Marco saw a small house covered in lush greenery, radiating a sense of peace and simplicity. On the porch, an old man sat quietly, his eyes gently closed as if fully merged with the surrounding space. His face exuded a rare serenity, making Marco immediately feel a calm energy he had never experienced before. Marco approached softly, lowering his voice as if afraid of disturbing the stillness. He poured out his heart, saying that his mind was always restless. His thoughts never stopped, and that he longed to find peace within his heart. The old man slowly opened his eyes, looked at Marco with kind eyes, and smiled gently. Without blaming him or asking many questions, he simply invited Marco to follow him and said that he would give him a small task. They walked into the simple garden behind the house. There, the old man poured water into a glass until it was completely full, so full that even the slightest movement could cause the water to spill. He handed the glass to Marco and instructed him to carry it from there to the edge of the village, and then return, on the condition that he must not spill even a single drop. Marco was momentarily surprised by the strange request, but he nodded in agreement. He sensed that behind this seemingly simple challenge lay a profound lesson waiting to be discovered. Marco carefully lifted the full glass of water and began to walk. The path ahead was narrow and rather busy. People passed by constantly, some walked slowly, others hurried past. The calls of shopkeepers echoed around, blending with barking dogs and the familiar everyday sounds of the village. However, Marco allowed nothing around him to distract him. His eyes stayed fixed on the glass, and every step was placed carefully and slowly. Each step required complete concentration. Marco kept his breathing steady, his hands firm, his mind no longer occupied by the wandering thoughts of daily life. For the first time in a very long while, his mind became strangely empty. There were no old memories rushing back, nor worries about things yet to happen. All of his attention was focused on the present moment, on the fragile glass of water resting in his hands. People around him looked at Marco with curious eyes, but no one disturbed him. It seemed they too sensed that he was learning something very important. After reaching the edge of the village, Marco turned back along the same path, maintaining the same caution and focus. Finally, he returned to stand before a single drop of water spilled. At that moment, Marco felt a sense of peace rise